All right. Good morning. It has been a hot minute since I've got to hop on here and share. We're going to be a small group today because it is the last day of the month. It is the last day of double credits. It is time to end our month strong. Let's go. I love it, Rach. Okay. So I was thinking about what to share this morning, and as I was thinking about it, I'm like, what would I have wanted to know if I was just starting this business, or I was, silver, gold, senior gold, somewhere in there, and I'm really trying to get to the next level? What would I want to hear? What would motivate me? What would inspire me? And so through all of that, I'm going to share a lot of things this morning that hopefully will push you in a direction that you need to go. Because the one thing I know for sure is that the key ingredient to success is learning the skill of becoming unstoppable. Learning the skill of becoming unstoppable. Everybody unmute and say unstoppable. Let me know you're here with me today.
Unstoppable.
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 I love it. Hug your neighbor. I'm just joking. Okay. So becoming unstoppable is absolutely a huge part of this business. It is a huge part of becoming successful. Drop a 1 in the comments if you are somebody that you would say, man, I start things and I have a hard time finishing them. I have a hard time really sticking it out. Right? We say, I'm going to do this and then I don't do it. Or I'm going for this rank and I don't hit it. Whatever it is, right? Where we feel like we become more and more stoppable than we do unstoppable. And so really, when you think about it, what does unstoppable mean? It literally means not stopping,
You
right?
don't stop.
You
Right.
don't stop. You don't stop. You don't say you're going to do something and don't do it. You become a woman or a man of your word, more importantly to yourself. More importantly to yourself. And so a large part of becoming unstoppable is being willing to grow. It's the willingness to be coachable. If you find yourself saying, when somebody says, okay, let's do this, and you're like, well, I can't. Well, let's make a post on social media. Well, I'd love to, but I'm just like, I'm busy. Well, why don't you, message that person? Oh, they won't do it. Okay. That is being stopped. You're allowing yourself to be stopped. So I want to talk about how to become unstoppable, and really in parentheses, what that is learning how to overcome resistance, because we're all going to see resistance come in. We're all going to feel that, oh my gosh, it's September 30th. I've got this many orders to go. You can give into that resistance. You can give into that feeling. But the first thing that you can do, I'm going to give you 7 things to do. The first thing you can do is become aware. Did you know that there is power in resistance? Power in resistance. It actually is if you will utilize it, it is actually the thing that will move you to the next level, because you're just like, I don't care that you're here. I don't care that you're pushing against me. I'm going to push stronger. I want you to picture weightlifting, right? And you're weightlifting and there's a certain goal weight that you're trying to get to, and the resistance is so much, but you keep pushing through to get to that next weight level, right? Resistance is the first step to change. If you give in to resistance, if you give in to every time something doesn't go your way, if you allow one little thing to ruin your day or one little thing to mess up your life plans, if you allow that, you are not being unstoppable. You are giving in to your brain's wiring that says, I only deserve this. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. I only deserve this. So I'm always going to have car trouble. I'm always going to be broke. I'm always going to be living paycheck to paycheck. I'm always going to be stressed to the max about something going on. I'm always going to have some type of drama in my life, right? We give into that. We surrender to it and say, this is so. This is true. And so I'm here to say to you, you have a choice. How do I know that? Because I was that girl and then made a choice and changed and moved forward. So resistance is the first step to change. The road to failure, right? Which is just basically living your life the way you are now, allowing life to just kind of happen to you. The road to failure and success look exactly the same. People think there's a road to success and it looks sexy and it looks like people are just jumping out of the woods wanting to sign up with you and they're shocking you, right? They're just like, you do a post on social media and everybody wants to join you. That is not what the road to success looks like. The road to success looks like the road to failure. You're like, man, I'm doing the same thing today I did yesterday. Good. So when resistance comes, I want you to start saying, good, I'm glad you're here, because now you're showing me that I can be disciplined. You're showing me that it's giving me clarity to choose what I want to choose, to change up your mindset. Okay. So I heard this thing yesterday and I was telling my husband about it, I was telling Rod about it. And I was like, this is so good. He said, you have 1,000 typically. Okay. Now you may have more kids. You may have, 4 jobs. You may have different things going on, but typically the average human being in North America has 1,000 minutes a day of productive time. 1,000 minutes a day. And he said, I started looking, so he's like this millionaire guy. And he said, I started looking at those 1,000 minutes a day as money. And he said, I took those 1,000 minutes and I said, it's $1,000 a day. And he said, so if I have a dramatic thing happen to me, someone's yelling at me, I get in a fight with somebody, something happens. He said, and they were in this thing for 15 minutes. So now I'm down to $985. He said, do I throw out $985 for the rest of the day? Do I just trash it? Because for $15 worth of time, something happened. I had resistance. Do I just throw the $985? And when you start to see the comparison, right? It's like, well, this is only $15 worth of time. But this is $985 worth of time. Do I really want to just let this part ruin me for the rest of the day? Not just stop you, right? But actually throw you into a deficit because now you're stalling out. You're stalling out. And so I thought that was so good because that part is like really focusing on how do I let small things happen? Do I fixate on them? And am I willing to move that forward? I don't know why this won't move over. So when you're thinking about excuse me, hang on 1 second. I need to pull this back up and I don't know why it's not working. But when you're thinking about resistance and overcoming those excuses, because that's what it is, right? We're going to come up with excuses. You need to be aware. So the number one thing was to be aware. What are your go-to buffers and and where are you defeating resistance? So just being aware of it. Okay, I say I'm going to work my business. Okay, well, what systems have you put in place for you to work your business? When are you working your business? What are your expectations for yourself? Becoming aware of, wow, I really am making excuses that I'm not working my business. Number 2 is become a pro. Okay, so the pro means that you're growing. It means you're learning. It means you're a professional. It means you're understanding about network marketing. Go read the book Build to Last. Go listen to some podcasts of Lewis Howes and the School of Greatness. Understand what this is because successful people, so this is what I wrote down. unlike unsuccessful people, come ready to work. Come ready to work. I'm here. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to do this thing. And when I say something, I actually do it. I'm not a big talker, right? I'm not going to talk a big game and then go and be like, oh man, the month is over. I don't know what happened. Come ready to work. Let's go. Number 3 was be very clear and focused. So setting your goal out for today, the last day of the month, and then setting a goal out for you in October, the more clear you can be, the better. So I've switched from calling it a vision board to an action board, but really visualizing what you want. If you want emerald, I want you to drop a 2 in the comments. Let me know where you're at. Or if you want emerald, if you're like, I'm going for it, yes, I love it. If you are wanting whatever it is, ruby, something like that, whatever your goal is that you want, it needs to be where you can see it twice a day. Stop making excuses. Become unstoppable. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. This is who I'm becoming, and I'm doing it by December. And I'm doing it by December. What is your goal for by December? Right? Get clear and get focused on it. Because if you're not clear and you're sort of just, all over the place, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get there. Number 4 is clear away distractions. So I want you to write down 2 things right now that you feel like if this was offloaded from my plate, I could really succeed in this business. If I could offload these 2 things from my plate, these distractions, it would really help me. So I'm going to give you guys examples of things that really didn't cost me a lot of money. One was I decide that when I'm in a 90-day push of my business, when I have a new person that I'm like determined and committed to helping, I am all in. I go buy paper plates, forks, all the things, and all my recycled friends are like, no. I take off doing any dishes. And listen, I don't even do dishes. My kids do dishes, okay? But it creates chaos. It creates havoc. It creates me having to follow up, make sure they put it away properly, make sure they do all things. So I take that off of my plate, literally. Plates off of my plate, okay? That is something that I do. Maybe something else that you could do is meal planning, right? Okay, I get stressed out at dinner time. I'm gonna create a meal plan. Find something that you're like, if this was just a little less complicated, I would really succeed. Get intentional about it. Be intentional. Find a way to clear away some distractions. And then number 5 is set a time and place that you're going to work and just do it. Set up events, set up times. Nicole's did a Zoom last night. She's doing another one tonight. You set a time, you set a place. Lisa and I do work Zooms right after, we're starting at 10. We go till 12. Like we are setting work hours. And even though we are blessed to only have to work a very short amount of time to really make Plexus work, it still requires those couple hours of work, depending on where you're at in your journey. Number 6 is know your motivation. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why would an extra $10,000 a month be helpful for you? Why would an extra $20,000 a month be helpful for you? Why would an extra $1,000 a month be helpful for you? Don't ever buy the lie that where you're at right now is where you have to stay. Can I just say that like as loud as I can? Do not buy that lie. Buy the truth that if you're willing to work for it, you could build a freaking empire. You could build a freaking empire, and people could walk in a room and just respect you, knowing this person right here, they built a freaking empire. Not because it was easy, not because it was given to them, because they worked for it, because they desired it, because they wanted it. You could be that person. So what is motivating you to go to this next level? What is motivating you? So for some of us, it's a cruise, right? Some of us, it's the first incentive of just like, I want to earn the cruise. I want to earn the money. I want to do the things. When I first started, it was, I just want to pay my mortgage. I just was like, I freaking earned $1,000. And I was like, I felt like I hit the lottery. I was like, come on, let's go. This is crazy. I'm killing it in cash. I'm making it rain. Like, I just thought I was the big deal. And it was amazing. But when you get a taste of a life that really starts to blow your mind, you want more. We were created and designed to want abundance, right? And so I want you guys to really be picturing, what is my motivation? And the number 7 is simple. It's just start. Stop saying you're going to do it and do it. Just do the things, right? Because it's so important that we do what we say we're going to do. So becoming unstoppable is literally learning how to overcome resistance. It's learning the unstoppable feeling is you're urgent, right? You're moving forward through life with urgency to you. You're not waiting on opportunity to come to you. It's like those motivational videos where they're playing that pumped up rocky music and they're like, stop waiting for opportunity to come to you. Stop asking for things you didn't earn. Stop expecting things that you didn't work for. Get out there and do the things. So it's the last day of the month. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, whatever that saying is. I've never understood it, but let's go, right? We work and we do the things. And if you're waiting to start October 1st, because that's when your double credit start writing your list, set up your events, get things in order. Don't let excuses stop you from becoming the best version of yourself. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you that me now, talking to me 10 years ago, that girl would be so intimidated by me. She'd be like, oh my gosh, who are you? What is happening? I can't do what you're doing. I had fake confidence. I was extroverted. I could talk a good game, but I had fake confidence. And what I would go back and tell her is, the faster you become unstoppable, the faster this moves. The faster you become unstoppable, the faster this moves. The quicker you learn to overcome resistance and stop making excuses, the faster this happens. The business, the life, the dream that you desire is on the other side of the conversations you aren't having. That's it. The business, the life, the dream you desire is on the other side of the fear that you're so worried about. I have this saying that my kids all know. Ava could say it when she was 3 years old, is on the other side of fear is greatness. Stop settling for decent and mediocre and good when there is great right here, sitting right here, offering opportunity, offering a vehicle of money to be able to live whatever dream in life you want. Lexus doesn't have to be the dream, but it can sure be a vehicle to move you into what you really want. Why is it that we get older and we just stop dreaming? We just feel like we got to turn a wrench. We just got to, write chalk on the chalkboard. We just got to mom. And that's just the life that we have. I'm talking to high achievers here, right? It's when you want more than what you have now. When you want more than what you have now, all I can tell you is the biggest skill set that you can learn to get you there is not how to public speak better, how to have conversations better. It literally is, how do I become unstoppable? How do I stop letting excuses get in my way and tell me that I'm not good enough? We let that little voice in our head, that little self-critic, tell us, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I don't know, whatever. And I'm here to say to you, speak against it. Every fear you have, I guarantee you, literally will not matter to you in 5 years if you become unstoppable. You'll be like, I was afraid of that. I can't even believe I cared what people thought. I can't believe I was so worried that I may not make it. Every criticism you have of yourself is not new. It's not new. Everybody feels them. Everybody has the doubts. Everybody has the option to choose whether they give into the excuse or whether they overcome it. So you could decide this morning, I guess I didn't earn the cruise, or I guess my goal this month isn't happening. Or you could choose, I've already earned it, so I'm just going to kind of hang out. I'm good. Or you could do what successful people do, which the only thing that successful people do is what the unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. And that is to continue. That is to continue working your business like you are the unstoppable force that you are. I think when we hear unstoppable, we assume winning, 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 winning. I'm winning all the time. I'm winning all the time. That is not unstoppable. Unstoppable is in the face of the journey of success, which looks very similar to the road to failure, right? Is that you're moving along and you come across a failure, you come across something that scares you. And instead of being retreating and being like, well, I can't do it, you push forward. That's unstoppable. I'm going to give one example and then I'm going to be done. I heard this amazing coach give a talk one time and he said, a third of the time, you're going to be terrible. A third of the time, you're going to be good. And a third of the time, you're going to play great. Like that's the stats of an athlete. Okay. Even on a professional level, that's the stat at a youth level, pro level, whatever. So that means that 2/3 of the time, you're going to be thinking that you played awful, that you're just like, I suck. I'm not good. I can't do it, blah, 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 blah. And this is what he said that I thought was, this is genius. He said, because if you're playing great all of the time, you're playing at the wrong level. Because you aren't learning and you aren't growing and you're playing probably at a beneath you level. You're not playing at your best. So I want you to picture, if you're not getting scared, if you're not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, if you're not questioning, can I do this? You're probably not on the road to success, my friends, right? Because it is going to feel like the road to failure. It's going to feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. I'm here to tell you, you can do it. I'm here to tell you, you can do it. You have to make a decision. I wish so badly sometimes that y'all could meet me 10 years ago and see how nervous I was and not confident I was and how I thought I was, but I wasn't. And how I doubted myself and how I was so unsure and why is it taking me so long? And why does so-and-so get to go so much faster? And why does so-and-so get to just join and have everything happen to them? Listen, everybody's road to success is different. The key ingredient is to become unstoppable. The key ingredient is to become unstoppable, to believe that you are worth it, to believe that your family is worth it, that you deserve it. You keep pushing forward. You keep pushing forward. You become aware of the resistance. You become a professional. You be very clear and focused. You clear away distractions. You set a time and a place. You know your motivation. You know why you're doing it. And then you start. You just start. You just do it. You just keep going. So for my fellow cruisies, okay, keep going. Keep going. Do not stop. And for my fellow people in the back of the convention room who feel like, can I actually do this? You can. Make a decision. Be coachable. And become unstoppable. Don't make excuses for yourself. Don't. Talk to yourself like you would your best friend or your child. You would never be like, oh, you ain't going to make it. wish you were, but you're not gonna. You never say that to them. Start talking to yourself that way. You are unstoppable. Last day of the month. Let's go. Love you guys. Let's go kill it.